Hey everybody, welcome back. Here for another episode of Lunar Confessions with Mutant. So thank you so much for joining the show. Just want to say I'm a big fan. I've been listening to your stuff for a long time and just love everything. So for background, this is take whatever now because the internet sucks and computers suck and sometimes they
Sometimes,
freeze.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
they suck, sometimes they're great. They're great when they work.
yeah.
So yeah, introduce yourself and where are you from?
My name is Joseph. My project is Mutant. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas. For the last, or for about 7 years, I was living in Austin, and for the last year and a half, I've been living in LA.
Right,
So,
right. And you know what my next question is going to be. So what brought you to LA?
opportunity. Everything just kind of aligned in a way where the move almost like serendipitously made sense. My stuff was all in storage, space became available, and I seized the opportunity. And I love the community out here, and I have a lot of friends out here, so it's been great. I love living here.
Yeah, yeah, LA. There's a lot to like in LA, and a lot of people
Yeah.
keep going out there, keep losing friends to the West Coast. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. How did you get started
Sorry, there
making?
are friends now.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's fine. It's whatever. It's just like you never see people coming, moving east. There must must be a good reason for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So how did you get into making music?
My parents met doing theater, musical theater. And so growing up in that environment, music and movies and storytelling were always pretty important for my family. Both of my brothers and I pursued theater for a while as well. They continued all the way through high school, but at some point, I think it was the sixth grade, I picked up the guitar. In eighth grade, I joined a band as the vocalist. And in ninth grade, I was playing guitar and singing in bands. That's when I started playing shows. And by sophomore year, I picked up the synthesizer. I got into synthesizers and started
Wow.
studying music theory. And
Mhm.
by that point, I wasn't really doing theater anymore. It was just music took over everything. So,
Wow. Yeah. Pretty young then. Yeah, still in high school.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So then I guess yeah, continuing with music, like who or what are some of your musical influences? Like, I mean, I'm not saying
Well,
it have to
back
be
then in high
other
school,
musicians. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Back then in high school, the big three for me were Nine Inch Nails, Bjork, and Radiohead. And I feel like those three bands, like Radiohead, led me to the Talking Heads and jazz music and modern classical because those were their influences. Bjork also did jazz music, but also she sort of led me to house music because her first record's basically a house and techno record. But also she's a part of in a way, a part of the Warp Records community. She dated the drum and bass artist Goldie and the trip hop artist Tricky, and then of course Nine Inch Nails kind of led me to doing the music that I currently do because he was a big fan of Wax Tracks and tried to be on Wax Tracks but got rejected. But Skinny Puppy and Ministry and that whole world. Um, and so in high school, that's when all of that music started coming into my world. And
Mhm.
but also, I'm a huge David Bowie fan. He is very chameleon-like, and that's always been really important for me. I love artists that aren't afraid to change, um, and I love artists that are multidisciplinary.
Mhm.
Um, and so, movies have always been a big influence on me as well. Um, as a kid who was born in '85, the John Carpenter soundtracks were always a part of like the kinds of movies I loved horror movies since I was like 4 years old, and
Mhm.
particularly body horror, but also David Lynch. Yeah, I just love art.
Mhm.
Um, big fan of literature. My degree's in creative writing, so just the arts. Yeah, love everything. So yeah, a lot of influences.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be influenced by. You mentioned creative writing.
Yeah.
So do you have any favorite horror novelists or just favorite books in general?
I actually don't read a lot of horror. I mean, I've read some, H.P. Lovecraft and some of the classic horror people, but I'm more of a sci-fi person. Like, I love Neuromancer, and I'm a big fan of Philip K. Dick. I've read probably 10 of his novels.
Oh, wow.
I also, as a Texas boy, it's hard for me to not love Cormac McCarthy. Cormac McCarthy's like Border trilogy and The Road, and especially Blood Meridian. That's like a really dark novel. But everybody kind of knows him because of No Country for Old Men. And then maybe also The Road, but his writing it's interesting because it's somewhere between, it has like the sort of density and the like sprawling use of language that Faulkner has, but also at times it's almost like editorial in a Hemingway type of way. He's almost like a modern Faulkner to me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah. I love sci-fi a lot. I read a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, I grew up reading more sci-fi than horror. Like, of course, Stephen King was always like in the background, but
Sure.
Yeah, growing up, I was introduced when the David Lynch version of Dune came out. I was like, oh yeah, my dad had a copy that was released around the time of the movie, so I read that, and then I got sucked into those books. And then Michael Crichton was really big, like his books were getting made into movies, so I was like picking up every time like Jurassic Park came out. I read Jurassic Park. I read Contact was Sagan, but you know what I mean, like all of those all the stuff that came out in the 90s.
But I funny. It's a hot take, and this is like one of my. I'm peculiar. I think most people don't agree with me on this, but hot take. I think like maybe 70% of the time the movies are better than the books. I know people hate to hear that, but like for me, and I just like love the theater. I love the theater of it. I love the acting. In books, if you're like seeing things, it's your visual representation of it. If there's acting going on in your mind, it's your mind acting. Whereas like I love to see people act. I love to see people set design. I love to see a cinematographer like, capture a beautiful scene, a beautiful shot. I love the soundtrack. You can't really get a soundtrack going in a book, unless you're extremely imaginative.
Right.
I love movies. Like I think like 70% of the time, like I love both of those Dune films better than the book personally, hot take.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's fair because
I know.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to say I agree or disagree, honestly, because like I could see there have been times where the movie is better for sure. I mean, I don't know how true to the book the David Lynch's version of Dune is, but I mean, stylistically, it is like nothing else, at the time.
Yeah,
and it does have.
I love it. I love
so
it.
Epic.
Yeah, I love it because it reminds me of like Jason and the Argonauts and the '80s Excalibur movie. It has that kind of kitschy charm to it. I think it's like, and then of course David Lynch, you have David Lynch moments happening in that movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's like less than his other movies,
Yeah, it's funny. Like real Lynch fans are just like, they don't even consider Dune like a Lynch movie.
I'm a real Lynch fan, and that's a Lynch movie.
Okay. All right.
In my opinion. Yeah. In my opinion.
That is a hot take. I'll just say, but no, I love it. But that's I grew up with it, but so of course I'm always gonna have a soft spot. But switching gears, I want to talk about touring and shows. So you just wrapped up Terminus. How was that?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I got to play with Portion Control and Test Department, and like also a lot of modern artists in the scene. Also, the nice thing about these kinds of festivals, and this was 4 days, there are artists that I've been able to play with in different cities. Like I did a run with Qual when he was in California. And I got to see General Dynamics, which is his project with Sarin, when I played Growzone Festival, and met Sarin Ahmed at that point. But the nice thing about these kinds of festivals is we'll tour, and like I played a show in Kansas City with Moon 17, and I've gotten to hang out with them some, but I got to spend the whole weekend with them, and I got to spend the whole weekend with E.T. and like all these artists that I've been able to hang out with a little bit, but not for like 4 days straight. And it's also like, one of the nice things about this is you've got these legacy acts that are like, there's almost like a passing of the torch going on between them and like the newer generation of artists doing this world of music. But also watching my friends come and slay, and the audience, like seeing the audience like have a visible reaction to their sets. And it's just like the reason why I do music, it's the reason why I keep doing live shows, it's just so beautiful. So.
I saw, because I follow Mortal Realm and Skull Cultist, and I can't remember which of them said it, but they called it like industrial summer camp. That's what it felt like to them.
They were both great.
I know. I saw them out in Seattle, Mechanismus last year, and that was the first time seeing both of them. They both blew me away. So I was really happy that they got on the bill for
It froze up on my end. I don't know if you can hear me.
No. More technical issues. Oh man, sorry folks. I hope John freezes. No.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah,
you're back.
You want to just pick up where we left off?
So okay, so the last thing I heard was we're talking about industrial summer camp. I was mentioning how I saw Mortal Realm and Skull Cultist at in Seattle at Terminus, or not Terminus. You went to Terminus, Mechanismus, and first time seeing both of them, they both blew me away. But and then you were saying something.
I don't remember. I was just saying that I caught their stats and it was great. Yeah,
exactly. That's all we need to know. Yeah, and I'm sure everybody else was awesome. Yeah, you mentioned Moon 17. Like I haven't seen Moon 17 live.
Everybody.
I would love to see them. E.T. same.
Yeah.
Love to see them. Oh my god. Terminus was the festival that I really regret missing this year. Just couldn't get my ass into in time because but maybe sometime in the future. And also the headliners looked amazing too. But I always like the smaller, newer acts, just because that's what I usually like.
Yeah, and also the whole team. I do want to say the whole team running the event were really, really wonderful and helpful. Yeah, so it's like sometimes you play these kinds of festivals and the team is overwhelmed, and you can kind of tell they're struggling, and they're maybe dealing with artists who expect this or expect that, and at some point they break, and sometimes these festivals can break someone, whereas with this festival, everybody was like completely on their A game. And I love that. I love being at a festival and everybody's hitting it out of the park. The artists, the people promoting it, the people running sound. It was just like top tier. It was so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always like it seems like with, I'm not going to say it's a smaller festival, but like, if you've got people who are more grounded, down to earth, it just makes for a more chill kind of environment, and everybody's got like realistic expectations, but also like really family kind of, everybody's just in it to make it work and make it fun, and roll with any sound issues or whatever. So hopefully there aren't any. But I know coming up, actually, was yesterday your first show opening for Spike Hellis on their new tour?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So we basically, what happened is we were supposed to play Santa Ana, which is
Mm.
like Orange County area.
Mhm.
And that was Friday, and there was a flood, or like not a flood, but like a sewage problem that flooded the restrooms with sewage water.
Oh God.
And they had to shut the venue down. And so we had to like cancel that one.
Mm.
So it ended up being the first show was last night instead. And it was at a farm, this place, Lopez Urban Farm in Pomona. And basically, it was like one of these events where everybody's sort of pulling weight to make it happen. Spike, they brought out a sound system for the event, and they brought snacks. And then, like, I brought an extra bag of cables, and we all helped load, and we were all like kind of running sound for each other. And the community came out, and it was so fun because there's just like roosters and chickens and goats and plants, and people were on the swing set while
I saw
watching
the
some of the
swings.
sets, and it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
it was amazing. It was so much fun. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
great another one of these kinds of events where it's like, oh yeah, this is why I do music. This is like, because sometimes it feels like work, and you don't want it to feel like work. You want it to feel like beautiful, and that show last night is one for the books. It's one I will always remember, and I'll tell, if I ever have grandkids, I'll tell them stories about. It'll be
Yeah.
my brother's kids or something.
Yeah, 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 your nephews,
Yeah.
nieces, yeah, yeah. I know, I saw some video with, like, the fact that they had a swing set, like, somebody was, like, on the swings listening to your set. I'm like, "Oh, man, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome."
It was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it was
Ah,
amazing.
oh, man, yeah, I wish we had some more outdoor venues here that were like, for smaller things, you know what I mean? Of course, you get, like, the big.
Yeah, I to be completely honest, and I've done like a outdoor style festival that I've played in the middle of the day, and there's like the sun on me.
Mhm,
And I did some dates with Frontline Assembly, which is an amazing opportunity, but one of the shows was an outdoor show.
mhm,
And like a lot of the impact of my set relies on my lights, because it's like it adds to
mhm.
the the visceralness of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
set.
the strobes, yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm,
like playing outside, it's just really hard to have an effective set, I think. But because this was such a unique situation, and so I don't like playing outside ever. I'm like, this music needs to be in a dusty basement. That's like how
mhm.
my mind is about it.
Yep.
But or like in Berlin in some abandoned warehouse. That's like the
Yeah.
other scenario. But and this was the best case scenario for an outdoor show. And you know and I think it's just because of the people, really. That's like the thing that makes it work. you know
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
helped that, like, the sun had kinda set, I guess, by the time
sure.
you went on,
Yeah,
so, yeah, so your lights were
yeah,
still
yeah,
kind of
totally.
effective. Yeah, and it looked like there was either a smoke
Sure.
machine or somebody was barbecuing, I don't know which. So
No, we because outdoor show, another problem, the fog dissipates so quickly. And
yeah.
so I brought two fog machines, and I like literally put a brick on the button, and then we wedged like a 2x4 against the other button so that they would just run, you know?
Yeah, yeah, who cares if you're
Yeah.
dead by the end of the night?
No, give me the fog.
Yeah, 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 oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
perfect. I guess talking about cool places to play. So I just got to hang out with a band that I think you're familiar with called Dead Cool
uh-huh.
the other night. Yeah, from North
Yeah, yeah,
Carolina. And they
yeah.
told me that you played at Angie's Hair Salon. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
we
my god.
did. That was so much fun. And that was a day show as well.
Oh,
I don't remember how early it started, but it was like a pretty early show. Um, but yeah, that was so much fun. That was my first time playing there. I don't remember the name of the city. That was my first time playing that state.
yeah, it might be Wilmington. I'm
Um,
not sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wilmington. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like I think like it's like somewhat near Savannah, right? It's
Mm,
like kind of a coastal.
yeah.
Yeah, coastal city.
southeast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
southeast. Right, right. Because
Yeah,
they're not, at
and
the end of
I
the day, yeah, they're not far.
yeah, that area somehow, like, I've only played Florida twice in my life,
Hmm.
and like, it just, I don't know why, but like when I'm booking tours, they just never stretch that way. So like I'll get as far as like Asheville, and then I go north, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but that was one that was really fun and really memorable. And those two Dead Cool are the sweetest people.
I know, I know. They're incredible, and
Yeah,
they played at an '80s goth prom out in PA that
yeah,
I went to with a bunch of friends, and it was great. It was just like felt like fucking like junior high prom, and it was great.
I love it.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you just mentioned all of these amazing artists that you get to like hang out with. And you've collaborated with like so many artists doing like just showing up on their tracks or doing remixes and for the audience, FLA, Ronnie Stone, Spike Hellis, of course, Aura, Sacred Skin, Choke Chain, Matt Black. I think you did a track with Curse Mackey. You showed up in a Grip music video. Um, and
Yeah.
I'm just setting for the audience. I know you know all this. But yeah, anything in the pipeline that you're at liberty to talk about for I guess collaborations,
Well,
remixes, whatever.
there, yeah, there is a Pixel Grip remix that I did years ago.
Mm,
Um, and I don't remember exactly what the hang up was, but I think it was like the timeline and the record label and the releases they were doing, and it never came out. But I think that it's going to be coming out at some point either this year or in the near future. But that's like
nice.
it's not like a secret, like you know, when I made that remix and it didn't come out, some of my DJ friends got copies of it and like have it as like some part of their DJ sets. So like people have heard it in passing, like at a DJ night, randomly
Mm,
here and there, you know.
mm.
Uh, but hopefully that comes out because that one's been sitting on the shelves for like almost 5 years or something like that.
Oh, come on.
It was a long time
Shit.
ago.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess you're not allowed to pass that around too much, but shit. Yeah, I would
No,
imagine
no. I've never
yeah.
been the one to pass it around.
Oh,
I've never given
okay.
it to anybody.
No, 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 no. It just leaks, these things. um
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, all right. I hope that comes out soon. I mean, like there's another Bandcamp Friday coming up just this week. So come on, Pixel Grip. Let's get it out there so we can all
Yeah.
enjoy it. um so all right, yeah, kind of like talking about collaborations. So you mentioned David Bowie. I don't like bucket list artists, living or dead. Who would you want to play with if you could, anybody?
I mean, David Bowie would be obviously like an ideal, like, Nine Inch Nails did a tour with David Bowie in the
Mm,
90s. And if I were like the opener of that, that would be
holy shit.
phenomenal. Like me, because I think it was Bowie playing before Nine Inch Nails for that tour. So like me, Bowie, the Nine Inch Nails would be just unbelievable. But I've been lucky. Like I've been really, really lucky. Like I haven't opened for Skinny Puppy or Ministry, but I got to open for Frontline Assembly. I got to open for Front 242.
Mm.
I this weekend just opened for Portion Control. I've been lucky. I've been able to open up for a lot of the people that are bucket list artists. So I can't complain, like,
Right.
yeah, and it's funny because like my project is super, super niche, and nevertheless I get cool opportunities. And I think it's um, like, because of the way I do things, like I'm very old school with my hardware.
Mm.
And I think a lot of the old heads respect that. And it reminds them of when they were getting started.
Mm.
Um, and so they're like, oh, cool, he's doing it with these old machines. Let's have him open. I think that's like kind of maybe what leads. I mean, obviously you have to have music that they dig a little bit, but I feel like that's a big part of it. The way that I produce the hardware that I use, that gives me opportunities with some of these cooler bands like Front 242.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah,
That makes sense. No, I mean, that might
yeah,
yeah, for them anyways, put you on another level when it comes to, like, credibility of like, "Oh, okay, he's put in the
sure.
time to learn the hardware." It's not all built in your computer 100%, so maybe
N-
that's why.
not that there's anything like the yeah, not like there's so much music that I am obsessed with that is computer music. And that's been true since like I was a kid, like a
Mhm,
lot of that Warp Record stuff is in and around computers, albeit like antiquated software. But
mhm.
computer like computer music is amazing, and there are so many artists that I'm friends with and so many artists that like are absolutely killing it writing entirely in the computer. And it's a tool, it's just a
Yeah,
tool.
sure.
And creativity doesn't come from the machine, it comes from you.
Mhm,
um, but I think that people do respond to like the vintage equipment, and they love to see. It's funny because when I am in the studio, I'm using all the vintage equipment, but I can't like be on the road and have my gear fail. And so
totally.
my live set, like I'm literally performing with a sampler sequencer that came out this year.
Mhm,
So I need for my live sets to be reliable. I went to school briefly for electrical engineering, so when my machines fail, I can fix them. I don't want to
mhm.
be doing that on the road. I don't want to be touring with my tools and my soldering iron.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so like, even though I work this way, and I think, some people have a lot of respect for the fact that I work this way, I do like have also equal respect for people who I can't write on a computer. I like fail to. I've got nothing but respect for people who create great things using a computer, because I straight up can't do it.
Oh, wow.
I get, what do they call it? Option paralysis. Yeah, I get option paralysis. Big
Sure.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I can completely, and, empathize with that because, yeah, I am more of so my background's visual arts, and I'm very much like tangible, like paint, ink,
Yeah.
film, darkroom photography, that kind of stuff. And those parameters, those limitations are really helpful. You know what I mean? Because you can't
Yeah.
do everything infinitely. You're limited to your materials, and what you
Yeah.
have, like your literal color palette that you have, the paints that you have. It's just like maybe it's good that you don't have every single fucking tool available that would be available in I don't know, Illustrator or Photoshop or whatever. But like, yeah, I like working tangibly. And then if I want to tweak things in the computer after the fact, that's a ton of fun, especially if I can make things look glitchy or whatever, which is kind of like the analogous to what you do. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're starting with like, all
Yeah.
right, this is my set of tools, and then I can go from there after I, get like the skeleton of a song. I don't know. I'm guessing your creative process a little bit. I hope I'm not way off.
Well, I don't like, I record to reel and I mix on my mixer, and I have outboard effects. So I'm doing everything outside of the computer.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, my reel to reel is 16 tracks, and I have
Okay.
a 16 channel interface. And so the only thing I use the computer for is once I've recorded everything to the reel to reel, I dump it to the computer.
Hmm.
And over the last, like for the last album, I made a decision because the first two EPs that I did, I recorded vocals to the reel to reel. And that just didn't feel like I like capturing vocals to the computer. I like being able to play a little bit more without the
Mm,
tape degrading over time.
yeah.
But if you listen to my first record, like there's moments where there's like tape degradation, and it's
Oh.
literally because I was there like doing takes of vocals, and the tape is like running back and forth between the heads over and over and over again, and tape just degrades. And so there are moments on that first LP that I put out, the first two EPs that I wrote, where like there's a little bit of tape dropout and a little bit of like
Hmm.
a moment where the fidelity changes. And so on the electronic body horror record, there's a lot less of that because I was just keen on making something still the old fashioned way, but like with the aim, like when I think about the artists in the 80s, it wasn't their goal to use old machines to make, they were trying to make old machines because that's all they had, you know, where these machines that were coming out at the time, their goal was to make them sound as good as possible. And so I kind of just, for that last record, I wanted to make it sound as good as possible without recording 95% of it to the computer. So the only thing I did to the computer was vocals, but even then I mixed it on my mixer, and I was using outboard effects for the vocals, and outboard compressor and outboard effects processors. So the only thing that's happening in the computer is the volume and the panning.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you pretty minimal in there. That's impressive though, I think. Yeah, and it's true. Like the artists of the 80s, like they were really, they probably were only limited by like funds, you know what I mean? Like what stuff they had available to them. I'm sure if they had infinite money, you know what I mean, and infinite like space, they would have got the best of the best for, you know, most people, unless they were like seriously punk, whatever, and they just didn't want to. But electronic artists, you know, I'm thinking like Gary Newman, you know what I mean? Like he stepped into a studio and he first like played with Rogue, and you know, and he was like, "Fuck!" Like, I'm only using the best from now on.
Yeah, but even for like Michael Jackson's Thriller, I feel like I think they had like several reel-to-reels that were synced together, and so maybe it was like 24-track reel-to-reels, so they could achieve like up to 48 tracks or something like that. And like these days, you can have like you'll see some of these album deep dives by modern artists who do use you know the DAW to create their music, and they'll have like 100+ tracks, you know. So even the people who had the most unlimited resources like Michael Jackson, they're still like playing a lot of the synthesizers by hand rather than sequencing them, and like they're still limited in ways, you know. Things are just really, really different now. Like technology is insane, and it's like really hard to fathom what it was like to create music in that era without like, even when you watch the documentaries, it's just like kind of mind blowing to see what it took back then to get a record done, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot more. I think there was a much higher barrier to entry, honestly, which it's good and bad. I mean, well, it's mostly bad. I think that's why there's so much good stuff. Although it's very underground, you know what I mean? Because the barrier to entry is a lot lower now, and as long as you have a decent computer, and you know the talent, the drive, you know, the inspiration, like anybody who wants to be an artist really can be. So yeah, but I appreciate the fact
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that it's more egalitarian, if that's the right word. You know what I mean? Anybody who wants to be a musician, as long as you, like I said, and time. Oh yeah, also you need time. So
time is the big one.
Yeah.
Because, time is the big one.
Right. Because like, say you got kids or you got like 2 full-time jobs or something like that. That time might be tricky.
Work,
yeah.
You got rent and bills.
That's the only thing that's like stopping me from doing this full time is like that damn day job. So,
right. Same thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm an Uber driver out here in LA, and you know, when I'm on the road, I can like pay my bills while I'm gone, but I come back and I have to hustle, you know. So
you ever do any? Well, I guess if you're on the road, if you don't have a car, then you can't work while you're on the road unless you're driving yourself around in the same car. That would sounds like too much.
I usually am. Driving in the car that I Uber in, but with Uber, there's different policies per state. So like when I was living in Texas, I could legally only drive Uber in the state of Texas, but any city in Texas. And now I only have access to Ubering in California.
Oh, I see. So while you're touring within California, I could technically,
if I found a place to stash my gear and I was like in San Francisco, I could take a few rides and make a couple extra bucks. But when I'm on tour, I'm not going to do that.
No. That sounds insane. That sounds absolutely insane. No, hopefully you can just focus on like, doing the shows, selling enough merch that you can make money off of that.
and seeing my friends. If I have downtime on tour, I'm going to see my friends and
Oh
do
yeah.
cool things in these cities that I'm in, you
Right.
know?
Good. Yes. As you should, because yeah, I was just talking to some other bands who are like, they just tour relentlessly, and it's sad. Like I ask them like, "Oh, yeah, do you get to like, enjoy the cities that you're in while you're there?" And they're most of the time they're like, "We don't have time. We got to like
You don't
be on
have
the road
time.
to the next." Yeah, you don't have fucking time. You got to be on
Yeah.
I got to drive 8 hours through the night, somehow manage to not fall asleep, you know, get to the
Yeah.
next town, sleep for 4 hours and then get back on stage. And that's
That's
like
the
it's
reality.
yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
It's
I couldn't
hard.
yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't
To
fucking do it.
be frank, I love making music, and if people dig what I'm doing, I love sharing it with them. Um, but I don't love touring, and I don't love playing shows in general.
Yeah.
Like I still put all of myself into it, but it's just like it turns like what you're not when you're performing, you're giving a performance, you're
Mhm.
there's still like um there's a difference between creating and performing,
Yeah.
and I feel most at home creating. That
Mhm.
feels more exciting to me. It makes sense that once you've created, you have a vessel for sharing it.
Mm.
Um, and like, but like the ideal situation for me would be just to create and to not perform live. But people really love going to shows, and they love like being at shows and experiencing it in that way. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, of course, happy to share it that way. But like if it wasn't lucrative, I wouldn't do it. If I struggled to pay my bills while I was on the road, which sometimes I do, like, and that's
Mhm.
the thing, like the more you tour, if you have these moments that you get in where it becomes difficult, and you're like struggling to pay, you're like, I had a time when I was in Europe where I had put a lot of money into merch, put a lot of money into flights, and my bank account was like literally this like skipping stone going under
Mhm.
zero, and just like in the negative and then out of the negative and then in the negative. I'm waiting for someone to pay me for a show I did. I'm like hoping I sell some
Mhm.
merch. I'm
Mhm.
waiting for like the merch funds to dump into my bank account. And like
Mhm.
moments like this make an artist like really doubt everything that they're doing. It's like really, really hard to keep doing it when you're struggling. And love is not enough, like being passionate
Mhm.
about what you do isn't always enough. Like sometimes you need to be, obviously the passion's important, but you need to have like like your bills paid. You need to have like your landlord not breathing down your neck, and you
Yeah.
need to have like like there's only so many times you can like hit up a friend or a family and be like, yo, I'm in a tough spot, can you help me,
Mhm.
and so I mean this is why like going to shows and supporting, especially underground music, if you love it, is so
Yep.
important.
Yep.
If that means just like whatever you can afford, if that means like being at a show, if it means like buying their record, if it means buying their
Mhm.
T-shirt, like
Yep.
those little things add up and they keep the music
Mhm.
alive. And
Yep.
it's the
Buy
music
buy
industry.
everything. Yep.
Yeah, if you can, yeah.
Mhm. If
The
you can.
music industry is like a tough world because they are going to do everything in their power, the big labels, to like have everybody listening to the music that they want you to listen to. And so I'm not going to say they control the algorithm or they control the airwaves any more than they did back when payola existed, and
Yeah.
they were paying off like radio stations to play like whatever it was at the time that was the new record back in the 50s, like they've
Sure.
always an industry, they're always going to do everything in their power to gain as many listeners as they can. Whereas like in the underground, we don't have the resources they have. So we're making do with things like touring and like guerrilla marketing if we can. Like people are getting back into wheat pasting and stuff like that, So
Hmm.
it's tough out there, but we love music, and so we continue to do it, and we continue to like fail and succeed and keep pushing and keep writing, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
touring.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say I've said this on the show 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. You know, whatever you can afford, you know, get shit on Bandcamp. Buy the t-shirts at the shows. I have several boxes just like under my bed, just band shirts. I couldn't possibly wear them all. You know, like if I wore a different band shirt every day of the year, like there's not enough days in the year because I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna collect them. I'll store them away, and you know, I break them out every once in a while. But like, you know, whatever you can do to help out, and yeah, these small, tiny shows. Like, I just got tickets to the Spike Hellis Philly show. It's like less than $40 for 2 people. I mean, like, you know, yeah. I mean,
is it at Kung Fu Necktie or?
Shit. It's a Ruba Club. Actually, it's not a Kung Fu Necktie because that place is awesome too.
I don't know.
Yeah, Ruba Club is. I've never seen a show there, but Nux, you know Nux, she's a Philly girl.
Oh
yeah, she's the opener.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I know, she's incredible. Just saw her at East Coast Paradigm. I just got to plug this. I'm sorry. This is a new dance night, and so she came out to this new DJ night at the 700 Club in Philly. You got to come to Philly, please. I don't know. I don't care where you play. Yeah. I mean, everybody would turn out for you. So just saying. And I think the Spike Hellis show is going to be insane. That's why I was like, this might sell out. I'm going to get my tickets now because it's been a while since they've come around. Yeah, no, I mean, I was just following an artist the other day, and he's only releasing his new album like on Bandcamp. He's definitely, you know, putting out a tangible CD, and I don't think he's putting it on Spotify at all. And maybe a couple other, maybe Tidal, just because he doesn't want AI to like fucking use it as training material for more bullshit AI music. So I can respect that. And yeah, it's fine. Like we always, you know, even if I only get the digital download only, like I think Bandcamp is really reasonable in my opinion. But anyway, off of that soapbox, but thank you. Yeah, it's just it's hard out there in the underground. But switching gears again, this is an oddball question. Normally Eryk asks this, but it's me this time. And we've asked everybody this for the whole year. Describe the most interesting venue bathroom that you've ever visited. And you can interpret interesting, however, it doesn't have to be like gross or anything. It could just be like interesting looking or something.
Yeah. Well, there's something about Germany. They don't really have toilet seats in their bathrooms. Yeah. And also, you know, Berlin is a very, you know, rightfully so. It's a drug-centric city, you know? And so the bathrooms at Urban Spree, for example, like sometimes you find these bathrooms and there's like not only no toilet seat, but there's no door for the stall. And so if you've got something, you know, brewing in your stomach and you gotta go, you could have, you know, you could like walk down the like wall of toilets and there's like a couple of people doing a couple of drugs in one. There's someone using the restroom in the other.
Wow.
No judgment, you know, like, but yeah, probably somewhere in Germany.
Oh my God. I hope they have stall doors in the women's rooms. I mean, like, shit.
It's one bathroom. It's one bathroom.
Oh, I see. It's not even men's and women's. It's just everybody.
Just bathroom. Just bathroom. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so... but I mean, people, I think when you live in a city where you're more used to these kinds of shared spaces that in the States are always separated, people are just more respectful. At least in these like venues, people are more respectful, I think. Like nobody's trying to encroach on your space while you're taking a dump, you know? It's like
good.
I don't know. I feel like people in Berlin, I think people are really respectful when it comes to that sort of things, that it's like the kind of city where a shared bathroom can be okay, you know?
Okay. All right, good.
In Texas, forget about it, you know?
Oh, no.
In Texas, forget about it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind all gender bathrooms. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think I prefer them because there's always a fucking line for just the ladies, and the men's room never has a line. So like, all gender is great, but like some fucking
Yeah.
privacy. Like, I don't know, a door. Just give me a door.
Sure. Bathroom
But
stall, at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a stall, just a stall. All right, good answer. I like it. I like it. Okay, landing this
Yeah.
plane. Plug your socials. Where can people find your music? Yeah, all the things.
I'm working on a new album right now. Last
Ooh,
year, I dropped a remix album.
yeah.
The 2024, my full length electronic body horror came out. All of these are on Bandcamp. We're all sold out of physical media, and I'm
Oh,
waiting for CDs to come in. But yeah, if you have a vinyl, you've got a rare thing. Like, we don't
oh,
have any. I think we're planning on pressing more, but right now I'm more focused on the next album, you know?
yeah, yep.
So yeah, it's Mutant with a V, MVTANT. And if you
Hmm.
Google me, it'll come up on like all the socials. And I'm mostly on Instagram. I have a Facebook,
Yeah,
and I kind of have a TikTok, but I don't use it. And
yeah.
threads, whatever that
Oh,
is.
sure.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm on all the things, but I mostly just post like my tour flyers and stuff like that on Instagram.
Yep.
Music's on Bandcamp. It's on all the dumb streaming platforms where you can have it for free
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
if
Sure.
you want to.
Hmm.
I've got 4 more shows with Spike Ellis coming up.
Yeah.
Uh, they might be underway by the time this is posted, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I'll just plug it anyway. It's Vegas on Thursday, Phoenix Friday,
Hmm.
Tucson Saturday, and I think Albuquerque Sunday. And then
Hmm.
I'm going to come back from that, and I have a show with Author and Punisher at Gold Diggers in LA in September.
Hmm.
And then I'm doing a big US tour in October, starting with Immortalis Festival in the Pacific Northwest. I'm
Hmm.
doing Sanctum in Chicago. That's Halloween weekend. And
Yes.
the tour is ending on the East Coast. And it's going to be doing like, it's again, not going to Florida.
Hmm.
I don't have any Philly shows booked, but I'm playing New York
Ah,
City.
okay.
Uh, yeah, I've got New York City. I do have open days that I haven't booked yet. So Philly is not out of the realm of possibility, but I
Okay,
haven't booked
good.
it yet.
All right, all right.
Um, but
Any
I'm
Philly venue promoters? Come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
Like,
there we go. Yeah, get them involved. Like
mhm.
it's the first week of November. I have some availability. So, and I'm going to be on tour with Pink Stiletto, um,
Yes.
sick artist out of San Francisco Bay Area, and
Hmm.
we're going to be doing, I think, a couple of dates with Normal Bias. I'm not sure how many. We're still talking to them about it.
Okay.
I know Matt from Normal Bias, his solo project Twins. We're doing Atlanta with. I also have, I think, 2 shows with New Romantics out of Knoxville. And then
Mm.
we're doing all of Texas with my very, very close friend Lunacy.
Ah,
Um,
yeah. PA
and
local. Yep.
yeah, Philly friend.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, yeah, he's up in, what's that area just north of Philly?
Oh, Bucks County.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up north of Philly.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no plans to go to Europe right now, but
Mm.
once the new album starts coming out, there will probably be like a spring US and Europe around that as well. So we'll see. Like, it just depends. Like right now, like things are tight in this. I mean, like economy wise, things are not feeling great.
Mm.
And the industry is like the first thing to suffer on that front, I think, or one of the first things to suffer when the economy is bad because people just don't have money to go to shows.
Yeah.
And artists, like, it's just everything's more expensive. T-shirts are more expensive, gas is more expensive, everything's
Oh
more
yeah.
expensive. So it just gets tougher. That doesn't mean I don't want to keep doing it. It just means that I have to be more strategic about it, and I can't do 2 tours a year.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I've got the US tour coming up. I'm going to focus on finishing the new album, and getting out more visual content, like filmed and photographed for the album. Yeah, so hopefully a spring tour also,
Yeah.
but it all depends on how this October tour goes. So if you want me to tour in the spring as well, come to my October shows.
Yes. Buy the tickets, buy the merch, buy the shirts,
Yeah,
CDs, all the things.
yeah.
And I'm just
If you've got the
yeah.
money.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, but I mean, like, just think about it this way. Nine Inch Nails tickets cost like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. A Mutant show, it's got
400.
400. Yes, exactly. It's you could go to
400.
the big stadium shows, or you can go to an amazing up and coming. We're not going to say up and coming for you. I mean, we'll say established, but underground.
No,
Plus,
I'm established underground. Still,
yeah.
ideally, I am still up and coming. I hope I'm not like at the level that I'm going to stay at. I hope I'm still, but
definitely.
I can't complain if, yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, but like, I feel like all these shows, because like Spike Hellis, it's like, yeah, you're opening, but like also like more ephemeral and like all these other like amazing bands. Like you usually get like 4 bands for one night for like 20-25 bucks. So it's a good value.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I
think
it is.
And the scene is awesome right now. So yeah, the scene is super. I feel like the scene, when I started in 2016 for my first 5 years, the scene was like way different and not as strong. And right now there are so many good bands.
I know.
In the last like 3 years, so many good bands. It's kind of amazing right now how much the quality and the quantity. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to do with like post-pandemic. I don't know what happened, but I noticed it too. And not only that, like even with the shit economy, people are coming out. People are coming out to even just the dance nights, because we're all just like, what else do we got going on? Like, if it's not music and shows and like these small clubs, like my life is just work and sleep. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and thank you for, taking the financial risk to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, we appreciate it. And I guess with that, like, I know you already said a lot. If you've got any parting words for the audience, anything for maybe anybody who wants to get into the creative field themselves, I guess.
Oh, I mean, like you were saying earlier about computers, like right now, if you want to be an electronic artist or an artist of any kind, like that, it's in a lot of ways the best time ever to do it, because there's just a wealth of resources. If you're trying to learn something, YouTube has a million tutorials for everything you could imagine.
Yes.
Now is the time for making art, and like what better thing for humanity to do? Like stacking cash is overrated. Making art is where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to leave behind? Like, think about it this way. You can't take it with you. If you want to leave behind any kind of legacy, you want to leave behind something for your friends, you want to have something to give to your friends that they're actually going to give a shit about. What better thing than art and music, and even just like a little thing to hang on their wall or make a fun video, or just like, I don't know. It's a good way to connect with people too. So thank you. That's an excellent message. We appreciate it. And, thanks again. And oh yeah, by the way, Eryk says hello and sorry that he couldn't be here for the audience. He couldn't make it this time because he was sick, but he's going to be there for the next one. Promise. All right, take it easy, everybody.
Wishing you a fast recovery, Eryk.
Yeah. All right, take it easy.
Hey everybody, this is Karen from Chicago's bass duo Bellhead, and you're watching Moonburns Productions. Thanks for supporting local and independent artists.